Suicide. A decision that a lot of people make, but only a few can recover from. Now, I will say, this is gonna be a pretty triggering video for some of you, but if you found your way to this video, I think it's important for you to watch. This is for anybody struggling with suicidal ideation, whether it's right before an attempt, right after an attempt, weeks, months later. If you found your way to this video, you need to hear this. Now, if this is right after you have attempted to take your life, I want you to go get a pair of headphones, put this on your phone or put on some music, and go outside and take a walk. You would be genuinely surprised how pretty the world looks after something like this happens. I would know. Right after my attempt a year ago, the thing that saved me was going for a walk in a park. I know this won't feel like the best decision. I know a lot of things are running through your mind right now, but believe me, deep breath. It's time to go outside and just, exist for a second. Now, I don't know how long you, the person watching this, has been dealing with these feelings. It could have been months, it could have been years, or like me, it could have been half your life at this point. Maybe you have depression, maybe you have anxiety, maybe you have a mood disorder, like bipolar or borderline. But right now, with me, just take a deep breath in, because I'm here to tell you that you are okay. You're okay. You're watching this, you're okay. I promise you that the world is not going to end while you're watching this video. I promise you that the world is not going to end. Even if you think you want it to, it's not going to, so you can take a second. Great. You're taking the first steps after something really awful, and I'm proud of you. It's okay that this happened. You shouldn't feel guilt, but you are going to, and I understand. It's a good thing. It's a good thing that you're alive right now. It's time to move on to the next few steps that you're gonna have to go through for this to not happen again. Now, I need you to answer right now 2 simple questions. Do you want to feel this way, this hurt, this pain, forever? And do you want this to happen again? Do you want to be in the situation that you are in or were in? Now, I'm hoping the answer is no, because you found your way to this video, and that usually means that you're ready for, the next step. But even if the answer is no, just keep these steps in mind, because you might find your way back here. So what is the next step? What do you do after an attempt? You survive, and you've gone outside, you've taken a deep breath, you're back inside, and you're ready to think about it. First, you're gonna have to tell someone. That is really gonna hurt some of you, like a lot, but I promise you it is so necessary. You need to tell someone, whether it's a coworker, a boss, family, a partner, friends, classmates, a teacher, a guidance counselor. Somebody needs to know. If you're really scared of hospitals, maybe don't tell your guidance counselor, because odds are they might put you in a hospital. But if you are okay getting help from medical professionals, that might be one of the first people you want to talk to. Now, it's almost certain that this person will want to have a conversation with you, and that's going to be so scary, but I promise you it is so incredibly necessary to have an open conversation about your mental health and well-being, and how you can put plans in place to make sure that you feel fully supportive over the next few weeks and months while you are recovering. And telling someone about what you just went through is going to lift a weight off your shoulders. This has to be someone who has regular access to you, by the way. So someone that you talk to regularly, or someone you see regularly, someone who has a way to get in contact with you. Because you're gonna need to set up a system where they check on you, whether it's daily or weekly, probably not monthly, more regularly than that, because you're gonna feel really bad for a while, because it's a very hard thing that you just went through. And these people need to make sure that you're okay and ask you how you're doing and ask you if you need help. So telling someone and then asking them if they can be that support system is like the most necessary step into going about feeling better. And look, odds are you're gonna relapse. Probably a few times. Probably within the week after it happens. Because right after it happens, what happened is you don't feel good. You feel like you should be dead. You feel guilty. You feel like you made a mistake, or that it was a mistake that it didn't go through, and you're gonna wanna die again. And as long as you have that support system in place, as long as you're taking steps to take care of yourself and your mental health, it will be a lot easier. I'm not saying it's gonna be perfect, because it's gonna be hard, but it'll be a lot easier. Make sure someone is able to help you, or someone you're able to call when you're in trouble, when you're back in this situation. Step 3 or 2, depending on if you took my advice to go outside, is to throw away the objects that hurt you. I'm talking rope. I'm talking razors. Shaving is not as important as your mental health. And if it's medication, then put it somewhere else. You still have to remember where it is, obviously, but somewhere that you're not automatically going to think of it when you think you have to hurt yourself. Another option would be to put all of your pills into little organizers, because I find personally that I'm more likely to not go to that option if it's spread out and I have to open individual capsules, you know? If it's just a bottle, it's, yeah, you know. So there's tons of things you can do in the situation of medication to make sure that those are not so readily available in the case of an attempt. And if it's melatonin, unless you are straight insomniacking it up, you need to toss them or lock them up. Getting rid of these items is so important. Just like step 1, this is one of the most crucial steps to making sure that you are better and going to get even better going into the future. And remember, these are just the little steps, the little things you can do to make yourself feel better before we get into the big changes that are also necessary, you know, going into this world that whether you like it or not, you are still in, and that you are choosing to be in. And I want to remind you that it's a good thing that you have chosen to be here. It's a good thing that you are still here, that you are watching this video, that you are trying to figure out what the next steps are. Step 3 or 4, I'm just going to call it step 3, is taking a bath, taking a shower. Now, you can do this step before you tell someone, before you hide your stuff. But if you're getting back from your walk, or you're just sitting there and you're in awe, go take a nice warm shower, something steamy, where you can just relax and wash yourself. If there's, try to get that off of you, clean any cuts or bruises you might have, wash your hair, you know, make sure that you feel refreshed. You're still gonna feel sad. I know that I keep repeating these things to you throughout this video, but it's how it works. It's how things like suicide work. But that doesn't mean you always have to feel like shit. That doesn't mean you have to do these things over and over again until you finally succeed. The next few things you probably can't do, you know, while you're watching, or you know, right after you watch. This is going to be things you have to do differently for the next couple of months, maybe the next few years. It's some bigger life changes that I would personally recommend you take after something like this. First off, you knew this one was coming. Therapy. I'm not sponsored by BetterHelp. I know there's some things about BetterHelp. I have been using BetterHelp since before my attempt, and it has helped me get significantly farther than not having a therapist, and I got to do it over the phone from the comfort of my own house. So that is always an option. There are also plenty of websites online that can help you get in with a therapist that your insurance covers or that is in your area. And before you say, well, I've been to a therapist and it's never worked before, you will find it's a whole hell of a lot easier to go to therapy after an attempt because you are actively working on that not to happen again. Depression itself can be tricky because when you go to therapy for depression, at least I found that it was hard to vocalize what I didn't want to have happen, what I felt, what was going on. But after this, I don't want to feel like killing myself. I don't want to feel guilt. I don't want to have this pain in my chest every time I'm alone for 15 seconds. Those are the kind of things you bring up in therapy, and they can help you move forward in a healthier way. For some of you, journaling might be something you want to get into, not as something to do other than therapy, but alongside it. I personally found that it was very inspiring to look at my journal entries from right after an attempt till now to see the progression I have made. When I'm feeling particularly depressed or when I've just relapsed for the 7th time, it's super nice to see my progression because I know that I am getting better, that I don't have to resort to these type of things again. And I hope for all of you that you can end up in a space like I have, where you can see your progress at any given time and not feel like this is an option. I know I've said a lot of things in this video. I'm not a therapist, okay? I've been in therapy off and on for years. I'm not a medical professional, but I am someone who is now a twice over survivor of something like this, and it has taken me years to feel better. My most recent attempt was about a year ago, and I have had so much growth and so much support and so many better days since my last attempt that honestly, I can actually see a future. I can see the life I've always wanted. I'm working towards a degree, and I'm working towards a family, and I'm working towards this life that I never thought I could have for myself because I was so convinced that I was supposed to be dead at 16. But getting back on track, the next thing is going to a medical professional and getting whatever medication you may need. Medication might be scary. It might be weird, but if you need medication, you need medication. This might be mood stabilizers or antidepressants or anti-anxiety meds or antipsychotics. Find a doctor, tell them what's going on. There are plenty of resources, and you don't have to do it right away, but at some point. Finally, my last advice and thing I would thoroughly recommend after something like this is finding new friends and hobbies. Get into sports, start knitting, find new documentaries that you're interested in, watch an old TV show, make that your whole personality, something crazy like that. Gain new information and skills for the future that you are allowing yourself to have. Sometimes it might be things like you need a new job, because sometimes that stuff hurts. And I'm not saying that you should quit if you have responsibilities. I'm saying maybe it's time for you to update your resume and start looking. Sometimes you need to go on Bumble BFF and start looking for new friends. I know that's not like the best asset, but it's an asset out there. Big life changes are very good for disturbing the cycle of depression. And it's gonna be scary. Everything in this video can seem so scary right after a suicide attempt. It's gonna make you anxious. It's gonna make you wanna bite your nails off. But it's so important. So insanely important that you allow yourself to exist. Because you are still here. You're still here. Whether you like it or not, you exist right now. And you should allow yourself to exist. Because you survived for a reason. I'm not gonna go religious on you. That's up to you to decide. But you're here. Are you gonna stay here? Are you gonna allow yourself to have a future? Or are you gonna end up in this situation over and over and over and over again until one day everybody who cares about you loses you? They lose you. And that's over. You're gonna feel like you're starting over, you know? But you are. And it's a good thing. And it's okay. Whether you're 15 or 56, you're able to start over. It's a good thing to start over. I hope you're hearing this. And I hope you understand that you're safe. And that you're okay. And that nothing is gonna hurt you if you choose to exist right now. Are you on your walk? Are you on the couch? Bed? Are you crying? Do you feel super numb? Everything is okay now. Don't see this as an end. We both know that it doesn't have to be. And if you don't think so, if you don't think you've earned it, I do. I personally believe you have. You have earned your life. You have earned the changes you're gonna make. You have earned the person you are going to become. I want to see you succeed. Use videos like mine as a starting point for something better. Now, I want to start a little thing going in the comment section. Write where you are right now. How long has it been since your attempt? How are you feeling? If you see a comment that's been there for a while, check in with them. Ask them how they're going. I'm personally going to be checking in on people on this video just to see how everyone's doing. Let's use this as encouragement to get better, to make sure everyone's feeling okay. It's up to you to make the next move. This isn't goodbye. This is simply see you later.